2 weeks ago, my family cast me into the void. My sister's voice cut like a blade. You've shattered our legacy. My parents' silent nods were a verdict. I fled with just a backpack, swallowed by the night silence. Then this morning, my phone screamed to life. 14 missed calls. They whisper they need me now. But what are they hiding? And believe me, the truth will chill you to the bone. I'm Elise, and for years, I was a ghost in my family's glittering charade. My sister, Vivian, was their idol. 50,000 followers, studio lights cast in her in a flawless glow, her every word a spell. My parents worshipped her, their eyes blind to anyone else. Me? I lingered in the shadows, clutching a cracked mug, my presence barely a ripple. But that night, the facade cracked and a darkness began to seep through. Vivian's live stream stuttered, and her gaze turned venomous. Your very existence poisons my aura, Elise, she spat. I stood rooted, heart pounding. Then my mother rose, her voice a low, menacing hiss. She speaks the truth, you unravel everything we build. My father's weary sigh was a gavel's fall, condemning me. I didn't scream. I didn't collapse. I slipped into the spare room, packed my bag with trembling hands, and vanished into the night. No one called out. No one pursued. But a chilling truth was stalking me. My erasure had begun long before, and something far more sinister was about to surface. I found shelter in a grim motel, its flickering neon sign buzzing like a warning. The air reeked of stale smoke and despair. My phone lay silent. No messages, no lifeline. Then a notification sliced through the stillness, a reminder of a Mother's Day gift I'd sent 2 years ago. Embroidered silk scarves etched with care. She'd never opened it. The realization was a cold hand on my spine. They hadn't just dismissed me. They'd methodically erased me, as if I'd never existed. Yet I refused to break. I clawed my way back, joining freelance tutoring platforms, pouring my soul into students, strangers who saw me when my blood turned away. One, Nora, whispered, "You make the chaos clear." Her words were a faint pulse in the dark. Within days, I had clients, a fragile plan, and a spark of defiance flickering in the gloom. Then I saw it. A family portrait on Vivian's social media. Mother, father, her, even the cat, framed in smug perfection. But me, erased, not blurred, not sidelined, obliterated as if I'd never stood among them. My pulse thundered, not with grief but with a dawning dread. This was no oversight. It was a calculated act, and it was only the first layer of their betrayal. An email lurked in my spam folder, Vivian's name, a ghostly mistake in the CC line. It pitched a podcast on family strength. Her words about me? She's vengeful, unhinged. We've cut her off for our survival. Unhinged? Me? The one who'd braced against their storms? But the true horror was still unfolding. Vivian's prized Triumph Academy, her shining empire, was mine. Every line, every blueprint, every painstaking lesson I'd forged in solitude. She'd stolen it, cloaked it in her name, and erased my soul from it. I wasn't just missing from their photos. I'd been carved out of my own existence, my legacy a phantom in her hands. Then Lila, my old friend, emerged from the shadows, clutching an envelope. My handwriting, my plea, a letter to Mother, unopened, buried under forgotten scraps in her desk. I read it, voice trembling. "Mother, if there's still a corner of your heart for me, let me find it." She hadn't even glanced at it. Lila's eyes held a deeper warning. She had proof Vivian's team had orchestrated the theft, scrubbing my name from my own creation. The air grew heavier, the walls closing in. Then the calls surged. 14 from my family, their voices desperate, clawing for rescue. Vivian's empire was crumbling, a blog exposing her theft, the internet a ravenous beast. They demanded I save her, their words devoid of remorse. I let the phone buzz, unanswered. I was no longer their pawn. But then, in the quiet, I unearthed a buried secret, a digital file. Forgotten. My grandmother's will. She'd entrusted me with her entire educational legacy, legally mine, sealed in ink and time. The work Vivian stole? It was mine, protected, undeniable. They thought they could erase me, but grandmother's foresight was a shield against their blades. Just as I gripped that hope, my website flickered. A copyright claim, its anonymous IP a venomous thread tied to Vivian's team. They were striking again, one final attempt to bury me, but I was no longer prey. I summoned a lawyer, filed a counterclaim, and sent ironclad proof to every client, every ally. The truth burned brighter than their lies. Vivian's cryptic post unraveled when her betrayed intern leaked messages exposing my authorship. The internet turned, a tide of justice, and I stood silent, unshaken. The anger is gone. I'm vigilant now. My family sought to erase me, but they miscalculated. You cannot bury someone already rising from the ashes. I mentor students who see my truth, dwell in a space I've claimed, and carry grandmother's legacy into the light. They thought they'd crush me, but they only sharpened my edge. What's your story? Have you been silenced, only to reclaim your voice? Share it below. I'm listening. If this struck a nerve, hit like and subscribe. Because sometimes those who try to erase you forge the fire that makes you unbreakable.